We're on the road. Where transportation goes, community grows. Welcome to On the Road with the MTA. And welcome to another edition of On the Road with the MTA. I'm Jay Gibbons alongside with Stephanie Kay from the MTA. How's Stephanie?
I am well, thank you. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
And did you have a good 4th of July?
Yes, I did. Did you get scared by any of the fireworks?
You know what? I kind of did. Yeah, there's a new neighbor in our neighborhood, and he put the fireworks right in the middle of the street, which is right by my house. And they were going off really loud. It sounded like the house exploded at one point, so it kind of scared me.
That's always scary, too, because you go, there's fire hazard.
And the house across the street had not cleaned up their eavesdrops. They were kind of like, dried up in there. I thought, ooh, if one little spark went up there, so that makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know. How about you? Did you have a good 4th of July?
Yes, it was great. We were driving back from, where we come from, Kentucky, Mammoth Cave, Kentucky.
Oh, that had to be so cool.
It's beautiful down there.
Awesome.
Hot. It was humid, though.
Oh, yeah.
We went camping, and we were in Mammoth Cave campground, and it was warm.
I just came back from camping, and the humidity broke, so that was kind of nice that we didn't have to.
No, the humidity did not break.
Oh, no. I got to see pictures when you're ready.
Yes,
see
absolutely.
Those.
I got pictures. Yeah.
You can even put them on Facebook so people listening can see them, too.
Yeah, we could do
that. Well, people listening right now, they're going to learn about a new person we have listening to us today as well. And her name is Crystal Dillard, and she is such a hardworking young lady. She's a secretary of the Board of Trustees of the Buckham Alley Theatre. Have you ever been to the Buckham Alley Theatre?
I've never heard of it. Where is it?
What? Really?
No, I mean, I'm from, down in southeast Michigan.
Oh, sure.
Is it around here?
Yes, it is. Well, Crystal, welcome and thank you for being here. We got to tell Jay more about the theater. Can you help me do that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Well, Jay, I'm sad to hear that you haven't heard about it.
I know. It's crazy. I know.
He doesn't get out often. When he gets out, he goes to the caves, the humid caves.
I got to get out of the caves more often.
Well, we used to have a theater right in Buckham Alley, which is how we got our name. But unfortunately, we did lose the building a few years ago. So now we are kind of a homeless theater, going around, finding different places to do shows, working with other members of the community in order to provide an alternative theater for Flint, which is what our niche market is.
Well, I am so sorry to hear that, because years ago when I first was going through a divorce and wanted to get started in theater, I learned about this big black box downtown. They were trying to make it into a theater. I don't know how I came across the people. I think when I went back to college and I was taking theater classes. But a man by the name of Jonathan Round had said, come here, I'll show you this building. He took me in. It was just black and like broken windows. And I thought, okay, well, what can we do with this? And there was a team of us. And I was able to get some paint donated. I called around. We got some chairs donated. And we made a theater out of it. And I did a lot of plays there.
Wow.
It was very quaint. It was very charming. Like a little black box. But it was some really intimate plays there. It was just really nice. So, Crystal, I'm so sorry to hear that you can't perform there any longer. So where do you go? Where's the next show going to be? I know you're producing one. Tell us about your show and where we can see it.
Yeah, so right now we are in production for a original play, which is called My Summer at Camp Okemo. And it sounds exactly like what it is. We had a man who got in touch with one of his theater friends who recently, last year, was diagnosed with breast cancer. And she had to start the chemotherapy process. Going through the process, for those that might not know, you go on the same time, same days, so you get to really develop relationships with the people that you are having your chemotherapy with. So this woman who was a retired chorale teacher, Carol Cushion is her name, she sent Richard Hanks a message and was like, I need a play. I need to write a play about this, because the relationships that we're building and what's happening is just absolutely something I would have never imagined. And I want to tell this story. So they wrote a play last year, and Richard brought it to the Buckham Alley Theatre Board of Directors, and we decided this is a story that we need to get out there. We need to raise awareness for people who are going through chemotherapy and also people who know somebody who is. So we're working really hard on making sure people know that it's not a sad play. It has its moments. It's funny. And I'm really, really excited that we are actually going to be partnering with the Hospitality House at McLaren Flint and the Carmano Center. Because we don't have a place to do our shows, we are actually going to be performing actually at the Hospitality House next week.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility. I love that connection that you have there with them. That's wonderful.
Yeah, the hospitality is amazing. The facility that we have right here in Flint to allow people who don't live in the area, who are out of the area, who are receiving our state-of-the-art treatment at the Carmano Center and the proton therapy. If they don't have a place to stay while they're in the area, the hospitality house is that. And I love that they're in this community supporting people, and I wanted to raise awareness for their facility as well as for our theater as well.
Well, I love that. My mother had cancer and she had to go to the Carmonas Institute for the proton therapy. And a friend of mine, Teresa Williams, used to run the McLaren House. And I know how much passion is involved with trying to help people because, Jay, this hospitality house is like a hotel. It's just beautiful. Mm-hmm. And if you had somebody that you loved one that was getting the cancer treatments, they can stay there and you can stay there. And it's beautiful and it's free, which I think is amazing. I just love they can do that.
Wow.
I know. So, and that people that are staying there can come and see your play as well. So that's kind of wonderful. They don't have to bother about, getting dressed and getting out and trying to have enough energy to go and see a play. They can see you right there in the hospitality house.
Yeah, and we're really working with all of the patients over at the Carmano Center as well. We're working with their social worker over there and their art therapy program to really raise awareness to let people know this is another way to, experience your treatment and kind of see that you're not alone in it. And a lot of the themes of the play, I think people will relate to, whether they're going through chemo or know somebody who has. There's a lot of themes that just really resonate throughout for just kind of a human aspect.
And speaking of human aspect, I love that we always do something for the community. And didn't you say that you're going to be able to offer free cancer screenings prior to the shows?
Yes. So our performances are next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that's the 17th, 18th, and 19th. And on the 17th and the 18th, an hour before the performance, so at 6 p.m., we are opening the doors early, and there will be lung and colon cancer screenings that are free to the public. People can come in. And the really special part about this is they go out and they do this into the community often. And, you fill out a piece of paper and talk about different issues. And then it usually goes to somebody else at the Carmano Center and they look at it. But we're actually going to have some oncologists on site. So every day there'll be an oncologist going through those paperwork and making sure if there's something that sticks out, they're going to help people navigate where they might need to go to get some assistance.
So how long would that screening take if they're going to test for both lung and colon cancer at 6 o'clock?
So it's not that long of a process. It's just a short questionnaire survey that everyone would fill out, and then the oncologist goes through it, and then if there's something that needs to be, they can help get people to appointments where they might need to get something more extensively checked out.
So if someone's listening and they're thinking, I want to see that show and I want to get screened myself, or maybe one or the other or both, how do they get a hold of you? How can they get the tickets, and how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $10.
That's all.
And they can be purchased ahead of time on our Buckham site. So our website is buckhamtheater.org, and that's theater with THEATRE. So people got to make sure, not the ER, but the RE.
Okay.
And they're $10. You can purchase tickets available there by credit card. You also can purchase them at the door, but we do recommend purchasing them ahead of time because we are trying to get the word out there a lot. And the Carmano Center is also sending this information out to all of their patients and other Carmano centers around the state.
And now, is the woman that wrote the play, will she be there as well?
Yes, she will. She will be there on our Thursday opening production. She's very excited to see this come to life. Yes. And she's wrote an original song as well for this play. So there'll be a little bit of music that the character that is loosely based around her will be performing as well during the performance.
Well, Crystal, I think that's phenomenal. That's a big endeavor to take on and do all that and try to find an area to have the theater and then to find something that was so perfect for you and for her. I'm just really proud of you guys, and I'm going to try to come out and see you.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited. And like I said, I would like, the community to realize that, there are resources here. The hospitality house at McLaren Flint is an amazing resource that I think not a lot of people know about.
Right.
So raising awareness for them and for Buckham Alley Theatre, and also just this topic that, is kind of overlooked a lot. A lot of people are touched by cancer and chemotherapy, and we want to kind of take the stigmatism away from it. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff for people who, if you haven't gone through, but you've been a supporter, there's a very heart-wrenching scene about the people who are going through chemo talking about, family members and friends who have kind of pushed away from them during the process just because people don't know how to react. You don't want to say something wrong. You don't want to do the wrong thing. So people tend to just kind of pull away a little bit.
Sure.
So there's a conversation in the play about that, about how that made these people feel. And, they just wish that people would treat them like normal people. So the play's got a lot of themes of just human nature in general.
Well, thank you so much for your time on this, Crystal. It sounds like a great endeavor. And I think a lot of people need to hear this, and hopefully they will go and watch it and get some help themselves, because having gone through my mom having cancer, I know it's very emotional. It changes a lot of things, and you don't know how to handle things sometimes. So sounds like it's going to be an education they can actually learn from as well.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Crystal. Hopefully I'll be seeing you next weekend then.
All right. We'll see you then.
All right. Thanks so much for being on, and thanks for listening. Listen every week, because we do something just as wonderful like we have right now with the community. Something free, something interesting, something helpful, whatever it might be. So if they want to be a guest, how can they do that?
All they got to do is drop us an email at podcast@mtaflint.org.
All right. And thanks for listening. Do stay safe.
You've been listening to On the Road with the MTA. For more information on our services and community outreach, visit us online anytime at www.mtaflint.org. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The MTA, your community, your connection, your way.